What's up, and this is people of YouTube, TJ here again with yet another video for you guys. So, the big thing going on in the tech community right now, especially if you follow the Apple-related tech news, is Apple recently admitted that the sales of their iPhone have not been as hot as they wish they had been. So, that leads us to an interesting topic, and I wanted to touch on this for quite some time, but this begs the question, has Apple become a joke? Now, other tech channels here on YouTube have kind of did their own take on this video, like they'll kind of address the topic of is Apple doomed? And I don't want to do that because I don't believe Apple is ever going to be doomed. Apple has just a massive, insane amount of money in the bank. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. They could have years of failures and still be relatively safe. Now, with that being said, the bigger question is, are they becoming a joke? And as much as it pains me, it kills me to say this, but in a lot of ways, I think that answer is yes. They are becoming a joke. And you know, this is no one else's fault except Apple. Apple's own outdated strategies, and I said this in many of my other videos, their own outdated strategies are causing them to become a joke. For example, Apple is so afraid of damaging their brand, lowering their brand value, that they won't just make a good value product. For example, look at the iPhone XR and then the iPhone XS Max. Now, the iPhone XS Max costs $1,100 retail, and the XR starts at $750. Now, I don't know what universe Apple is operating in, but the XR's $750 price is still, in my perspective, a pretty high up there in price phone. But yet, the iPhone XR does not come standard with an OLED display. And you can give me all the usual excuses as to why Apple would do that, but it doesn't matter. It's a joke. It's a joke that a phone of that price point is, watered down to be a budget phone, but yet it's not a budget phone. Because it can go up to $950 if you get the highest end storage capacity of the XR. That's crazy. And then you have, like I said, the XS Max, which starts at $1,100 and then goes, I'm skipping the iPhone XS entirely. So the iPhone XS starts at $1,000. Okay. And then the XS Max starts at $1,100, and we're talking up to like $1,500 you can now pay for an iPhone. And that's crazy. And yes, in Apple's defense, like they said many times, it is true that most people will buy these phones on carrier plans, like myself, the little Verizon I go through, but it still doesn't go without saying that it's ridiculously expensive, that, these iPhone XS Max and XS, ridiculously expensive, and the iPhone XR is such a weird choice by Apple to do. It's like Apple's afraid to commit to that price point. They want to release a phone at that price point, but they feel like they have to water it down. And maybe it's because they want to test the water. They want to see if they can get rid of it. Though, if the sales are any indication, no, Apple, you can't. You can't get rid of that. So going ahead in the future for these iPhones, I really hope Apple gets their act together. Include an OLED display in the iPhone XR standard. This is just the standard. There is no reason that any premium smartphone in the year 2019 doesn't come with an OLED display. That's just insanity. Cheap phones, like really budget Android phones, that's one thing. But even those phones, you see really low-priced phones come with OLED displays now. So the fact that Apple just chooses to leave it out of I think the rather expensive phone like the iPhone XR is just crazy to me. So I really hope Apple changes their strategy about that. And I wanted to make this a two-part video. And I'm trying to be very concise, so I'm not going to ramble on and on in this video. But I do want to say one other thing, too. The second part to this video is I have really started to dislike macOS to the point where I have decided to abandon my Mac. I have decided to sell my MacBook Pro, which is not the first time I've done this in my life. I've kind of gone back and forth. I've owned Windows machines and Macs as my primary notebooks, and I have just decided to go all in with Windows 10. Ever since Microsoft released Windows 10, from the first beta versions that I tested until now, I have just been over the moon pleased with it. It is such a pleasant experience. The UI is beautiful, it's productive. I get so much more done so efficiently and effectively on Windows 10 when it comes to my business. And when it comes to Mac, I just don't. Mac OS is kind of like this antiquated option that still exists, and plenty of people might still love Mac OS. But I find that it's so restrictive. Whatever benefits it might have in terms of security are just outweighed by the negatives. Like, it's just so restrictive, and Apple really hasn't done much to it in all these years. And sure, they could argue that, well, why fix something that's not broken? But although macOS might be broken, it's also not evolving. And that's the thing, is macOS has not evolved in the way that Windows has. And it just so happens Windows has evolved into an operating system that I prefer to use hand over fist over than Windows. Why does Siri do this? Hey Siri, stop. And I'm not going to edit that out, by the way. I want you guys to see that. That's home car failure. But, as I was saying, so this is not going to be a long video. I just have to say, I really hope that going ahead, Apple gets their act together. When it comes to the devices like the iPhone that I care most about. Macs, I can take them or leave them. iPad, I love. iPhones, love. Apple Watch, love it. These are all things that Apple does really incredibly well. But they just need to change some strategies that I think are really hindering their own brand. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these little videos where I just kind of ramble about topics that might be of interest to you. But until next time, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below. Until next time, peace out for now.